Hi, it's Suzanne here from Suzanne Dinter Hypnosis Coaching, and today I want to talk about the fear of rejection. This is something that a lot of people have inside of them, and I've just said goodbye to another happy client who came to me with this problem. He said that whenever he was criticized, he felt this really bad sinking feeling. His stomach used to churn, and he felt really, really awful. His energy just disappeared, and yeah, he just wanted to get rid of that and work with me on that. Within a couple of sessions, literally just 2 sessions, we did regression, and he went back to a situation where his parents were fighting over him and his brother in the divorce proceedings, and his dad phoned up and wanted to go out with him. And we went through that situation where he felt awful in that situation, and we realized that his dad didn't mean it, or he realized that his dad didn't mean it the way it came across to him as a 7-year-old. And he had a conversation with his dad in the regression. That's part of the Gestalt dialogue that you can have with somebody, to try and work out what they really meant when they said what they said that felt hurtful at the time. And his dad told him that he loved him so much and he wanted him to look after his mum and his brother, and he really wanted the best for him and go out there and do your thing. And it was such a healing process for this guy, because he'd been carrying this episode. He knew all about this conversation on the telephone where he felt so awful, but didn't realize that this is where the root of his problem was. And they had this wonderful healing conversation, um, with his imaginary father in front of him. And you're talking to like the higher self of the father and of yourself as well in that conversation. And he managed to close the situation and realize that now, as an adult, he can look after himself. He can look after that inner child that was kind of scared and didn't want to kind of displease somebody and wanted, everybody just to be happy. And he knew that they weren't happy, and he thought it was all his fault. And now he's looking after that inner child. And he came back to me today for the 3rd session and said, you know what, my life has completely changed. I can just talk to people. I can tell them what I'm doing about my new project, and it really doesn't bother me anymore if they just say, oh yeah, that's interesting, or not interested at all, or even criticize me. He said, because I'm getting it out there now. This is something that I didn't do before. I always hesitated about telling people about my new project, and so I didn't. And now he's doing it, and he went bouncing out of here and felt really, really great. Today we just talked about it, and did some more kind of deep inner self work. And he just went away and is really happy. He's recommended me to everybody that he knows, and people are noticing the difference about him and wondering what's going on. And he just feels so free. Well, in fact, after the regression session, he said, I feel free now. And that was absolutely amazing. So if you have a fear of rejection, you don't want to tell people things about your business because you're worried about how they might react, or they might not be interested, or they might even criticize you, then why not contact me? We can do some deep inner work to free you of this, so that you can move on with your wonderful life and your wonderful business and do what you need to do to get your success. That's it for today, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.